All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us, we're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
Where you at, baby?
Sure, I'm at my first alma mater, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. CAU was the first HBCU in the Southern United States. Shout out to our affiliate, ATL Talks in Atlanta, Georgia, and everyone getting out there to vote for those 2 Senate seats. So we love you.
That's what I'm talking.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bakes Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAW in, of, and about our community.
This is the last weekend before Christmas, and on Blue Simon and City, we're wrapping up our all Christmas blues and Southern Soul program. We have a
Hi, you're listening to The Truth Be Told with myself, T-Baby, here on KUAW Radio. If you have a business or an event that you'd like sponsor here on KUAW Radio, make sure that you send us an email at 985@gmail.com. We are available 24/7 on the World Wide Web. That's www.kuaw.org. If you're watching me live over Facebook, hey. And if you're listening to me via TuneIn or Periscope, either YouTube, you can watch me live on YouTube too. But make sure to like and subscribe to all of our social media platforms. KUAW Radio, some just KUAW. But again, make sure to like and subscribe and share with your family and friends so that they can enjoy all the good content that we have here on KUAW as well. So it is a couple little topics that I wanted to go into or just talk about real fast in the world of social justice going on. Some good things, I guess, that's been going on with a couple of cases that I know we talked about here previously on The Truth Be Told. So I want to make sure that I try to stay up to date on situations that we cover and keep you guys up to date on situations or things that happen, just to see, because a lot of time it's easy to talk about things as they're happening. You know, we are a tradition to hot topics and trending topics and everything like that. But it's like, what happens once it's not a trending topic anymore? You know, it's like, where's the importance behind it of why were you even talking about it, and, you know, and things like that. So I want to make sure that I try at my best to stay up to date on things that we talk about, not let them just go blow in the wind, as people may say. So if you guys remember, I know you guys remember, but so Breonna Taylor, we know you know, a lot of things that were going on in the Breonna Taylor case. One of the things with the Breonna Taylor case, if you guys don't remember, was her boyfriend that was actually in the apartment with her. Kenneth, his name was Kenneth Walker. I got it down, right? So and he shot back at the police. Yeah, the same police officer that got charged for shooting into the wall. You know, what was it, like 110 charges or something like that? Basically for shooting the wall, you know, versus the person, you know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're going to talk about today. But the charges, they did try to charge Kenneth for shooting at the police officers that entered the wrong home and shot and killed his girlfriend. So officially today, it was announced that those charges have been permanently dropped. So he is in the clear and he won't be charged, you know, with anything or whatever, which is a blessing. So I mean, it's not the justice that we would have wanted out of the situation, However, I didn't feel like he should have been charged with anything. So he was protecting his home as any person would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's just coming into your home shooting. If you got a gun, you're going to shoot back. It is what it is. You don't know who it is. It's the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So, so he didn't get any charges. So I'm happy to hear that. Just positive thoughts to his family, the whole Taylor family, everything like that, because I know they're continuing to go through the agony of the things that happened, so, and the justice that was, the lack thereof of justice. So definitely just like to see just the little wins inside of the bigger wins, that we can, the ones that we can, control or get, the small victories, I guess, in a sense. So he wasn't charged. Also, there was a case, and I believe this was in, was it in Kentucky? I believe it was somewhere in Kentucky. Was Kendrick Johnson. He was found in a school gym, rolled up in a mat with no organs, and they said he committed suicide. Yeah, like they closed his case, and they said this man committed suicide. So I'm guessing he took out his own organs. Like, I don't understand how anything like that could ever be considered suicide, but it was actually a closed case, and it was closed as suicide as well. So they announced today that case has been reopened, as it should be. It shouldn't have took a year to even reopen it, but it should have never been closed in the first place, because I don't even understand how you can get suicide from rolled up in a mat, organs missing. Like, where does that scream suicide at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy out here in these streets, okay? Especially for our people, so definitely want to hope or just send some positive vibes out there. Things go well in that case, or that sense of, how as it continues to unfold. I will, try to stay on top of it, so we know, like, what's happening or what's going on with it. I don't want to talk much, but we'll talk about it next week. Because there's a lot still going on around it right now. But the royal family, I'm gonna dig out a little history regarding the royal family, and we gonna talk about that next week. So y'all, touch up on, watch the interview if you haven't watched it. The Oprah Winfrey interview with Meghan Markle, and I don't even know whether to call him Prince no more, but Prince Henry. All I know, that's Harry. Is it Harry or Henry? Henry. I think it's Harry. Harry? Oh, it's Harry. I'm calling him Harry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so if you guys haven't got a chance to check out that interview that they did with Oprah, make sure you guys get a chance to check it out. Catch up on the story. Her father has jumped in the mix at this point. We had some press release coming from the royal family at this point, all type of things like that. So definitely make sure that you guys look into that, catch up on that, because we're going to talk about that next week. Yesterday was International Women's Day. So I was looking up some information, right? Because there goes a lot into this International Women's Day, especially when it comes to me. Y'all know me, the way I just talk about things and how I feel about things, and just different perspectives on how to look at things. It's kind of the same way that I feel about Black History Month. It's like, why do we need to single out a month for a specific group of people? Like, why do you feel we need to be singled out, or you know what I'm saying, given a whole extra attention in a sense, I guess, And so it's a lot of different perspectives and things on that, but I just want to go over a couple of facts first of all. International Women's Day, and it wasn't even started in the United States. How imagine that, right? It wasn't even started by the people in the United States. So it was actually Australia, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. It happened in 1911. It was first observed March 19th, 1911 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. And it was adopted in 1913 that the date was moved to March 8th. But this is really like Women's History Month, actually, too. So I guess it will make sense for National Women's Day to be within Women's Month, I guess. But it was, so 1913 is when it started here as a trend in the United States. It was started over in those other countries, that I named. It was right after World War I. It was adapted to recognize women as their achievements, like socially, economically, culturally, politically, the achievements of women. And see, I'll be so torn on these type of topics, right? Because in a sense, we have to think about, there's two different perspectives and things that we can look at this, right? So when you look into the carnal view, the worldly view, the physical plane of manifest, that's where genders really come into play. You know what I'm saying? The male and female, you don't really take on the gender of male or female until you enter like this realm of manifest. So until you enter the womb, you know what I'm saying? Like it's actually developed in the womb. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's good, or whether you're going to be a male or female, right? So it tricks me up sometimes just thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? Because even when we talk about like women's voting, women's suffrage movement, like all these type of things or whatever, and let's be real, these things weren't created for our women. It was mostly created because European women were getting tired of their husbands getting all the recognition and things and everything like that. And they wanted, you know what I'm saying, recognition for the things that they were doing behind the scenes and the voting. And they wanted to be able to vote alongside with their husbands and everything. Our husbands couldn't vote. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know. Matter of fact, and that's something I need to look into. And if y'all in the comments and if y'all know, so let's see, the women's voting movement. Okay, while I look this up, I'm gonna continue this, what I was saying, because I don't feel like we come into this, we somehow got into this world, this perception. I have my theories, but I'm not gonna spill them on you guys. Not today. That's a different show. But how we even got into this, it's a man's world. I know y'all know that song. Ain't it by Bobby Brown? Or is it by Bobby Brown? Look, I need to get up. Who? Oh, James Brown. I knew it was something Brown. I knew it was something Brown. I need to touch back up. I need to touch more up on my things that I'm talking about before I be you know what I'm saying, just coming on here telling y'all stuff. I'm talking about some Bobby Brown. That's my prerogative. But so James Brown, you know what I'm saying, he has the song, it's a man's world. I know how the song goes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when did we actually get into this ideal that a woman was somehow lesser than a man? You know what I'm saying? Like, so for some reason, and that's why I feel like too, that's why they feel like, oh, we need a day or we need a month, or, you know, we got to make them feel special, or we got to make them feel good. You know, they're a woman, they're, you know what I'm saying? They're somehow lesser or seen lesser or it's somewhat lesser to be a woman. Even men, it's like, oh, you treat me like a woman, or a woman might even tell a man, you're acting like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that even mean? You know, we were talking about, I was on Clubhouse, of course. Y'all know me by now, so follow me on Clubhouse if y'all not. If y'all on Clubhouse, drop your tag, I'll follow you. But it's like, you know, and we were talking about this, and it's like, I didn't lost my train of thought. But it's like, how did we get into this place of where, so we were talking about, like, even with like sexual assault, right? And it's like, they say men get sexually assaulted, but they don't want to report it because that's more of a woman thing to do. Right? And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, it's like a man feels that it's lowering you down to the level of a woman. And what makes you think that level is lower? Why wouldn't it be rising up? You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing that I don't get. When people be trying to make these comparisons, or how they say we live in a man's world, it was actually, I think it was Albert Einstein that had a quote talking about, and I actually have it in my phone, but they have a quote talking about, you know, women are so busy trying to prove that they can do the same thing that a man can do, that they forget that they were created to do everything that a man can't do. You know, I feel like we lose our sense of the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're so much wanting to be equal. We want to have these same rights. We want to get treated the same way. We want the same pay and all this other kind of stuff. But then on the other hand, you're going to say, but protect me. You know what I'm saying? But stand up for me. You know what I'm saying? If I hit you, don't hit me back. You know what I'm saying? If I'm because women can be domestic violence offenders as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are, because they feel like a man is not supposed to put his hand on a woman. Most men are raised up, men are raised up to not don't put your hands on a woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't hit girls. But nobody's ever telling girls, don't hit boys. Don't put your hands on a man. You know what I'm saying? They feel they have this confidence of, I can do whatever I want because I'm a woman, and you have to treat me like I'm a woman, you know? So that means don't put your hands on me. Show me respect. If someone is out of pocket, like treating me, you need to stand up for me or protect me. And it's like, it's the protection itself literally is a different meaning for everyone. Like, what makes someone feel protected, or what you do to protect someone is literally different definitions. You know what I'm saying? It's like loyalty and rich. Everybody has their own definitions of these words. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the ideal of a man protecting a woman. Like, that feels different. It looks different according to the woman that, you know, you're with, right? In my eyes. I'm not looking for this physical protection. Malcolm X came out to quote, the most unprotected person in the world is a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, it's like, what is even the need? You know what I'm saying? Why do I need more protection than my brother? You know, like, how is it? And I'm older, you know what I'm saying? Like, and me particularly, I'm older. So it's like, why do I need more protection than my brother? You know, in a sense, like, why do you look at me? Why do you look at me being feminine, my femininity, or me being a woman as a weakness? Why is it equated to weakness? You know what I'm saying? Like, even everything that you think of, like, I'm sitting here writing down these things that, like, people were saying, and just listening to, like, things that different people were saying and everything like that. And it always made it seem like if someone, you know, says, oh, you're acting like a woman, you're talking like a woman, you're feeling like a woman, that it was somehow weakened or lesser than how you're supposed to act as a man. And it's like, when did we get to this point? You know, if we have a better understanding, we're going to go into the second half. But if we had a better understanding of what, how humans actually, the spirituality portion of it, you know, which we're gonna talk about that on the ladder of the show. But the idea that, okay, and so that it's a man's world. So then you have to lead or to be equal. So it says, do you let a man lead you? Do you want to be led by a man? Because if you feel that it's a man's purpose to lead, or it's a man's purpose to lead, men are leaders, you know what I'm saying? And women are somehow just the followers. It's like, do you want to lead or do you want to be equal? You know what I'm saying? It's like, or am I trying to walk right beside you? Which is, I feel like, more so into the 21st century, that's how it is today. You know what I'm saying? It used to be the man led everything. It used to be the European man. Let's be real. The European man led everything. You know what I'm saying? They were their votes, the only votes that counted. Like when it comes to the Constitution, when it comes to the laws, like all these type of things are written. Even now, when we go into decisions with the lawmakers and things like that, most of the people in that room are men. They had whole conversations about birth control and abortions and, you know what I'm saying, things like that. The whole picture, it was all European men in there, you know what I'm saying, talking about this law or whatever, what we should do, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And it's like there's not even any inclusion in a sense. A lot of fields, you know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of women in the fields, or it's like, are we purposely being shut out? Are we shutting ourselves out? Just with the thoughts and ideas that we're holding. It's like, are we shutting ourselves out? Do we feel inadequate to be able to do certain duties just because because we're a woman? Like, these type of things are things that are programmed into our mind. Even as little kids, you know what I'm saying? It's like, girls do this, boys do this. You know what I'm saying? It's a clear separation. We talk about toys. This is girl toys. This is boy toys. Or boys don't play with these toys. That's the kind of toys girls play with. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. These things I'm trying to use my mouse and it don't even work for this computer. But it's like, these are the things that, oh my God. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My whole screen disappeared off my computer. I'm sorry. I'm like, what happened? Okay, but these are the things that, are programmed into us at a young age. And just like I was saying, about boys don't hit girls, but you don't hear girls getting taught to don't put their hands on boys. It's like, why are we just not teaching kids don't put your hands on other people, period? You know what I'm saying? Respect other people, period. There should be no condition on gender. Or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now gender, race, there's so many, religion, there's so many things that we can tie in to, just like excluding or how we differentiate between man and female, or man and woman. We can do the same thing with race. We can do the same thing with religion. You know what I'm saying? All these type of things or whatever, but it's like, it should be unconditional. Don't put your hands on people, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect people, period. You know what I'm saying? No matter what someone is wearing does not make it your right to aggressively approach anyone. Does not make it your right to, you don't have the right to aggressively put your opinion on anyone. Respect anyone's opinion of what it is that they choose to do with their life. So if a woman decided to walk up and down the street in her birthday suit, doesn't mean she's asking to be raped. You know what I'm saying? It's like women, and it's crazy because we have these type of things that differentiate us, and it causes like a state of fear. It's like, oh, as a woman, I can't wear this because a man might find it inappropriate and, he might rape me. Or I can't wear this, or I can't wear my hair a certain type of way because I might not get the job that I want to get, or I might not get paid, you know what I'm saying, how I should get paid or whatever. It's like, I don't want to be too emotional because for some reason, emotion is linked to weakness. So I bottle up my feelings and try not to, offend anyone. And we have to play this whole little corporate thing where we change actually, into what it is that we're doing or, wearing, talking, like everything like that. Because especially as an Asiatic woman, you know, you don't want to come off too aggressive. You don't want to come off like you got an attitude. You don't want to come off, you need to smile so people think you're not angry. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch your tone, because if you get too loud or you get too low, like people make all these assumptions about you, and now you just have this stereotype of an angry, you know, Black woman over your head or whatever. So it's like we literally have to take all these things into consideration, you know. And when did our world get to this point? How did our world get to this point? That's I'm choosing to this thing. It's like, how did we get to this point of where we are putting so much emphasis on the differences between man and female, or male and female, men and women? Somebody told me something about them using the word female versus woman yesterday. It was crazy, but it made sense. But it's like we put so many emphasis on these things and differentiating these two things or whatever. But it's like we're not focusing on our similarities. We're not focused on how we work together. We're not focused on how we come together and make this complete circle. For instance, how I referenced the yin and yang. Like, we're not thinking about these type of things, or we're not focusing on these type of things or whatever, which is a conversation that needs to be had. That's why I appreciate platforms like Clubhouse, Facebook Live. I appreciate you guys tuning into my show, whether you're watching it live or watching it on a playback. However, you know, YouTube, I don't know if I mentioned YouTube earlier, but make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube. But yes, all these different avenues, you know, I appreciate you guys, because you guys could be doing anything else, you know what I'm saying? But these are conversations that hopefully spark conversations inside the home, within your own friend circle, within your own family circle, because these are the type of things that we have to discontinue. We have to discontinue all these thoughts of separation and come together and know what we need to do, and to come together as a nation and quit separating ourselves, because to be honest, that's not our... You know, I said I wasn't going to get into how it happened, you know what I'm saying, or where it come from or anything like that. But that's not our mentality. Like, we wasn't at that. Our people used to honor, you know, men and women. Like, yeah, you might have certain roles, you know, and I'm not one to disagree with roles, right? Because we are physically, we are different. When we talk about the transgenders and things like that, but it's only physical. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the mentality, when you get into the spirituality, all these type of emotions, men have the same emotions that women have. We just express them different. You know what I'm saying? But we all experience the same emotions. We all cry when we're sad. Most people cry when we're sad. A lot of people cry when they're sad, frustrated, happy. I'm one of those people. I'm a crybaby, okay? But I'm a water sign. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of waterworks. But, you know, every emotion or whatever could, you know, spark a cry or whatever. But I'm just saying, angry, upset, like, we all go through these circles of emotion. We all feel these emotions. We just express them different, you know? Like, physical makeup is the only thing that literally makes us different, you know, as far as male and female, you know, goes and things like that. So once we come to that in the understanding, we will be able to view each other. Y'all know and I know I gotta go on break. I'm trying to make sure I keep good with the time, but I got 3 minutes. So y'all know I talk about that Holy Covenant Asiatic Nation. I say it at the end of every show, you know. And the Holy Covenant Asiatic Nation is really all about unity and being like a united front. If our brothers in adversity, assist him. If our sisters in trouble, forsake her not. You know what I'm saying? Like, these is never, you know what I'm saying, lose the bonds that connect you. Like, I'm saying, I'm paraphrasing, but I said at the end of every show. So y'all just keep listening, y'all hear. But it's like, when we come to this realization and we learn how to treat everyone with the same, and I'm gonna talk about that on the second half of the show too, because I do got that written down here. But it's just like how we view one another, or the different things that we you know, go through, and that we can come together, or how we can learn from each other as well. I feel like there's a lot of things that men have been in a box, you know, they've been put in a box. This is what makes you a man. This is what a man does. This is how a man acts. This is how a man feels. This is how a man reacts. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just been put into this little box of what it means to be a man. And that's just what it is. When women, we're free to explore, you know what I'm saying, whatever. We don't have no limitations on no. Well, I take that back because some women do. Some women just don't live inside of the perimeters. You know what I'm saying? But I remember growing up and saying, you got to act modest. This is how a lady acts. This is how my mom used to tell me. And I find myself telling this to my nieces all the time, that girls are to be seen, not heard. And now that I think about that, and I knew it's just because she didn't want me to be loud and ghetto. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want me to be a loud little girl just running, talking loud, screaming, da-da-da. So she always tell me, women, like girls, women, ladies, they're to be seen, not heard. You know what I'm saying? But now that I think about that, like, I gotta quit saying that to my nieces. Because I tell them that I literally just told them that on Sunday when they was running up and down the steps, screaming on their way down. And I'm like, girls are supposed to be seen, not heard. Cut out that screaming. You know what I'm saying? Cut out that outrageous, just loud laughing, like you're just being loud and ghetto. But now that I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I'm realizing in myself that I'm part of their programming in their mind right now. They can turn into women that are afraid to express themselves, are afraid to speak up, because all I done told them is women are to be seen, not heard. You know what I'm saying? So they don't feel like they have a voice. I'm gonna call both of them. When I get off of here, I'm gonna call both of them, because now it's a conversation that needs to be had. Because now that I say it out loud, but I remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember it. I check myself. Like, if I feel like I'm getting too loud or talking too loud, a lot of times just being intoxicated, I have to control my volume, you know, a little bit more. But I literally say that in my head, or I can hear her in my head, like, be seen, I heard, you know what I'm saying? Be seen, I heard, like, let your presence be known, but you don't have to be like loud and ghetto. But no, skip that. If I got something to say, you're going to hear me. Like, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it loud, proud, and clear, you know, so that I make sure that you heard me and you're not just dismissing whatever it is that I feel or what I'm saying at that point because I'm a woman. Like, I gotta take a break. It's about that time, y'all. I'm sorry, but I gotta take a break. So let me get a time to knock out these sponsors, and I'll be right back.
All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us. We're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
Where you at, baby?
Sure, I'm at my first alma mater, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. CAU was the first HBCU in the Southern United States. Shout out to our affiliate ATL Talks in Atlanta, Georgia, and everyone getting out there to vote for those 2 Senate seats. So we love you.
That's what I'm talking.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bake Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAW in, of, and about our community.
This is the last weekend before Christmas, and on Blue Simon and City, we're wrapping up our all Christmas Blues and Southern Soul program. We have a very special guest that you will definitely enjoy, and we'll hear from some of the artists that sing the Christmas blues. Join me, Gene Bailey, for Blue Simon in the City this weekend before Christmas, right here.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
KUAW listeners, this is Carl Boyd for Wave Your Grades, coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW. This program features American students striving for excellence in honor of our troops and American veterans, encouraging American students. Please join us every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW.
Now on the air in Kansas City, the Cheryl Underwood Show.
We are proud to be part of the KUAW family.
The Cheryl Underwood Show. Weekdays Monday through Friday at 12 noon. KUAW around the world on KUAW.org.
Time Trimmett, we gonna be all right here on the Jamal Biggs Show. I'm your brother in Christ, Jamal Biggs. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, fam, for another weekend, all right? We've got a big show for you, man. As always, the Rose Show Live will be here with her Faith Move next.
All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community.
All right, and I'm back. I appreciate you guys taking the time for us to get our sponsorships out the way. Again, if you have a business or an event that you would like sponsored here on KUAW, make sure to send us the email at KUAW985@gmail.com. We do check our emails. We are Kansas City's global community radio station. So therefore, make sure that we help you help us help you, and hit us up in that email when you have something going on that we need to let the world know about. Okay, so I wrote down something yesterday. Well, actually, I want to start off with this because it kind of goes into both. How we kind of just ended off when we were talking about this box of what it means to be a man or what it means to be a woman. And so spiritually, if we get to the spirituality part of it, we contain both energies. You know what I'm saying? We contain feminine energy, we contain masculine energy. Our spirits possess the components to be either or. Your soul, your spirit never dies. So, and if you believe in reincarnation, which I hope you guys do, but if not, we can talk about it. Write me. We can talk about it on the show or something if you like to. But you can reincarnate, you can be male or female. You know what I'm saying? It's the same spirit, but it can be either or, just depending on what that spirit needs to learn, going through that lifetime. So you contain enough energy of both energies to be either or. It's one reason that I've always been more lenient on the ideal of transgenders, because when we're talking science or when we're talking, we don't really know what happens in the womb to figure out which energy, prevails, mostly or whatever. We don't know all the things that we put into our bodies, the food that we eat, the medicines, everything like that. We don't know how these may affect this progress. You know what I'm saying? How it may change this progress or whatever, because we don't understand the progress, right? So I definitely feel like, it could have somehow been a mix-up. You know what I'm saying? You may feel more like the other sex or gender in your current body that is not of that gender. I feel like that is completely possible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think transgenders really have to do with sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about who you want to date or, anything like that. It's about how you feel, how you feel on the inside, or just, how you feel, how you express yourself. So I definitely, I'm more lenient just to the ideal, more open-minded to the ideal, just because I know we contain both of these energies, and so, and who knows the process of how, which energy, ascends or descends when you come into this physical realm. We don't know how that process actually works. So we can't say that, we can't say that it actually can't be affected, I guess, in a sense. Anyway, I was saying that, you know, we live in this box instead of living spiritually free. So instead of being able to, for a woman to be able to explore her masculine energy, you know what I'm saying? If she's too aggressive, or if she's like just too much of a leader, her tone, like whatever you consider masculine, you know, it's like if she shows too much of that, she would get told, act like a lady. Stay in a woman's place, you know, be a woman, like don't try to be a man. You know, I was like, I'm not trying to be a man, you know what I'm saying? It's just, this is the energy, like this is the energy that I have. This is the energy that I contain. So if you view me as more of a powerful person, or if you view me as more of a leader or whatever, don't automatically just say I'm trying to act like a man, or I'm trying to be a man. You know, even with the independence thing, right? They say women want to be men. They want to be the men in a relationship. But it's like, if that's just the energy that you have, you know what I'm saying? If that's just now in some instance, we probably could say that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we could consider to be, forced upon us to do. I wouldn't say that I don't say that we particularly choose to do these things, to be single mothers, to be a mother and a father, to be head of household, to, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that we, in a sense, let's say that, in a sense, I don't think that we necessarily choose these roles, you know. You got a lot of influence on young women these days, especially if they were raised by single mothers, you don't need no man for nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like all that type of mentality that gets put into the minds of a young child. It's in the music, INDEPEN, you know what I'm saying? Like it's in the music, it's everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of, I said I was gonna stop saying, you know what I'm saying, so much, but you kind of don't have a choice. You know, you kind of take on this mentality just through programming. Like it just becomes part of your subconscious. So we don't necessarily see the things that we're doing that puts us in those situations. But I'm not talking about like I'm saying being a natural born leader. I'm a natural born leader. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely am. I don't know if it's the Scorpio in me. I don't know, you know, what it is. But if I walk into a room, you know, if I start speaking, you know, I've been being uncomfortable on jobs because I manage better than the manager. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to take people's jobs or things like that when it's just my natural personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not, or I'm just being me. I'm spiritually free, you know what I'm saying, to how I feel, or how, you know, just how I move, my knowledge, everything, that's just how I operate, you know? So, but a lot of people notice it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people notice it in me. I didn't have so many like just supervisors or bosses or anything. Like I didn't got promotions just because like it's noticeable in me. If you know me, if you have a conversation with me, you know that it's noticeable in me. I feel like that happens in, you know, a lot of women and things like that. So, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to be a man. Doesn't mean that I'm not able to accept a man in my life. Doesn't mean that I should be intimidating to men. Let's say that like that, because a lot of men are intimidated by quote unquote strong women, which is sad because I don't know why you want a quote unquote weak woman, but you know, whatever. But you know, they say them strong women don't listen. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I'm just trying to make y'all laugh. That ain't really nothing. But I'm just saying, when we're able to move freely, you know, spiritually freely. So, and another thing that goes into, I'm just playing with my hair, I'm sorry. The only thing that goes into is seeing people as whole people, right? So it's like, if I meet a man and I'm not looking for him to act or exhibit qualities that fit in this certain box of what the world says a man should be, I'm literally just expecting him to be him, willing to learn what does that mean, you know what I'm saying? Who is this person? Who is their spirit? What is their energy? Naturally, instead of having this preconceived thought or expectation of what it means to be a man, you know what I'm saying, in this box. And I'm just like, here, this is what I think it means to be a man. And if you don't fit in this box, we don't work. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, this letting them be spiritually free to express or to explore any energy or any emotion that they may feel at that time, because as humans, we have that right. We've been given, that is our divine power. We've been given this power, this opportunity. We've been given these things to be able to recognize these things, to be able to explore. And when I say things, I'm talking about feelings and emotions and frequencies and everything like that. The knowledge of it allows you to be able to maneuver on this plane of manifest with a different mindset of way to accepting people. So then it goes back, and this is how I want to tie it into the Holy Covenant Asiatic Nation, because then it goes back to you're looking at every woman that you look or that you see as respect. You know what I'm saying? Not just your mother, not just your daughter, not just your wife, not just the people you choose to put value on, but all people that deserve value, deserve respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because because this person, and see, how I would say this, like, if a person does not add value to your life, and this really is vice versa, because it's women too, you know what I'm saying? Not just your dad, not just your brother, not just your boyfriend, not just your husband, but the man at the corner store working behind the register, or the man serving you food at the restaurant, or even cooking your food at the restaurant, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All these people deserve the same amount of respect. All these people should be valued as people. You know what I'm saying? Not just because they're not the people. So it's like, we can't get caught up in just valuing the people that we put value in. You know what I'm saying? Or that we put value into ourselves, because it's really not you give them value. It's what they value to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they mean to you. It's like a more selfless act in a sense. Because see, when you talk about your mother or your father, that's your parent, right? You got them, you give them value because they gave you life. You know what I'm saying? We talk about your brother or your sister or your child, you know what I'm saying? Your daughter or your son. It's like, yeah, you give them value. They came from you. But what about the next door neighbor's son? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was running down the street, would you give him the same value as your son? Do you value his life just as much as you value your son's life? You know, it's like we have all these conditions that we put in each other just because of these boxes, because we don't see people as whole people. We don't see humans as just spiritual beings roaming this earth just as we are. We putting all these stipulations on them. Are they a Christian? Are they a Jew? Are they a Muslim? Are they white? Are they black? Are they Mexican? You know, are they gay? Are they straight? Are they, you know, it's everything. It's like we have all these conditions, and it really all ties in to love. It really does. It really all ties into love. And I think it's the misconception of what it means to love. You know, like, we literally, yeah, I love my mama. Okay, you love your mama. Do you love Miss Wilson, 89 years old, across the street or whatever, that you didn't ran over her mailbox twice? Do you got love for her? You know what I'm saying? Or is she sitting in there with no air conditioning or something like that? And, you know, would you still give that same love? Where you see somebody standing on the street, or, you know, like, just in need of something, do you have that same type of love as you would have for, like, you know, I guess your blood? I guess that's what it says, or just the people that you give value. See, when we understand the difference of what it means to love, then we start moving a totally different way. See, me, I know love is a frequency. So everybody that I come encounter with, because they're in tune with me somehow, because if they're not, I wouldn't be seeing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I literally do not hear or see things that aren't on my frequency. We can be having a whole conversation. You can get negative, and in my mind, I literally did not hear you. I didn't hear it, you know what I'm saying? And I just went in tune, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have selective hearing or anything like that. But if it's something that's literally not in tune on my frequency, I don't hear it. Just like if you were listening to the radio station, you know what I'm saying, right now, if you weren't tuned in to the correct frequency, you're not hearing the radio show. You're hearing something else on another frequency. Like, you're not in tune with what's going on your frequency. So everyone that comes into your life is by law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? So they're somewhat on the frequency that you're tuned in. They're somewhat close to the frequency that you're tuned in with. So whatever type of encounter that we have, I always address it with the same amount of love, the same amount of respect. Because when I love something, I have the love that we have for humanity in general. Oh man, I forgot a whole topic. What time is it? Oh, I got 5 minutes. Or 7. Yeah, I got 7. But no, because it was, it was one thing about it. Well, this kind of ties into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just about respecting and valuing the people that come into your life, or the people that's in your life that's in tune to the same frequencies that you dwell on, or that you you coin yourself, I don't know, like you try to maintain for yourself. I don't know the right words and what I'm trying to say for it, but yeah, I get the gist. But it was a question asked in the Clubhouse group that I was in yesterday, and it was talking about, do men have conversations with each other about like how they feel or how they're feeling? For example, if you were having a stressful day as a man, if you were having a stressful day, you getting off work was stressful, you know what I'm saying, whatever. It's like, are you calling your homeboy? Like, man, today at work, this is just happened, like just digressing, just talking. Now, see, a lot of men say that, oh, that's women stuff. That's what women do. Women, that's gospel comfortable enough. So somehow it's like I said earlier, how we started off, at the show, like it's like somehow weaker, or it's somehow more insignificant. It's somehow insignificant because you feel like that's something that a woman does. Like even that thought, that mentality to even say, oh, that's what women do. What does that mean? Like, no, that's what people do. Like, all people have emotions. All people go through things. Like, you need to be able to talk things out. You don't have to dwell in it. You don't have to cry about it, but it's good to vent, to other people outside, just to even get different perspectives. Like, you may be wrong in a situation. You're not telling yourself that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people around you, hopefully, you have good people around you that will tell you, you know what I'm saying, when you're wrong or not. But even if you're not expressing those type of things to people, you don't even get different opinions or perceptions on the things that you're going through. So you're only moving out of your own closed-mindedness perception of whatever it is that's happening. And when we talk about on the next show, though, I'm gonna go in deeper into this. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, but I'm going deeper into this next week, just because I kind of forgot about it until I looked down at it, and so it's a lot more deeper than I kind of want to go in. That I want to go into. That I just really don't have the time to do that now. So yeah, that's that. But it's because men are so quick to want to cut people off. Like, girls, I've been watching Grace and Frankie, right? And women go through so much things with each other, you know what I'm saying? They go from not liking to each other to figuring things out to, you know what I'm saying, talking all the time, or needing that connection, with a person, with a certain person. Like, for instance, my best friend, I don't know how I would manage my life without my best friend. I don't even want to imagine have to manage my life without my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine that. Like, it would just, I don't know how life would be. I don't know how life would go on. Okay. Like, let's just be real. Like, I need that connection in my life. Like, I know that it's certain things, certain conversations, that I'm going to pick up the phone and this is going to be the first person I call. You know what I'm saying? If I get to feel in a certain type of way, or I just need to be, picked up or explained to, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really explained to, but sometimes you have to be able to see yourself or be presented different perspectives of what it is, of what you're doing and how you think, because we get caught up in this closed-mindedness that's of all of our own perception. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just your perception. You can't just move the world. You can't move in the world just off your perception alone. You can't. And so when you don't have these type of conversations with your friends or your family or the people around you, you don't get these other perspectives that could help you evolve in whatever situation that you have going on in your life, or whatever feelings or rabbit hole that you didn't dug yourself into. Because honestly, as people, we are our worst enemies. You know what I'm saying? We are so much harsher on ourselves than we are people outside of us. And so sometimes you need to be able to talk things out, so maybe someone can make you see that it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not as bad as you think it is. And I don't think that that's a woman quality. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it needs to be a people quality. It's something that we need to instill in generations coming up. Quit all the telling boys that they ain't supposed to cry because they're a boy. They ain't supposed to feel, don't be no punk. Can I say punk? Or don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't, okay. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Just like telling them that for some reason they are supposed to suppress their emotions or what they're feeling because boys don't do that. No, you know who don't do that? People don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because then they grow up into men that don't know how to express themselves. So now they're just angry and arguing and want to fight or want to shoot because they have no idea of how to express the feelings that they really have inside of them without being violent or without, you know, this craziness. Like, it's just really, it's so deep of how far it goes back. And me personally, y'all know how I feel. I feel like it all stems with the children. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really much that we can do about the adults out here. We can't really do much about these adults committing crimes and, you know, even some of these teenagers. We really can't do much about them. All we got to do look at is what it is that we're doing, what it is that we need to do, and instill that in the younger generation so that the generations come up don't have the same problems that we're having now with the generations that we have now. I think that's my time. Yes. So real quick, ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. When you separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace.